Hey, you guys, I have got Sarah, also known as the Slot Lady. She's really great. You're going to love her. But hey, do me a favor. Can you hit that subscribe button and the little bell next to it? Check us out on Facebook and enjoy Sarah. Hey, you guys, I have got Sarah, also known as Slot Lady. Sarah, thank you. Welcome to Everybody Play Now, and I'm so happy to have you with us.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here.
I have a whole new respect for you guys. We launched this last month, this Everybody Play Now. It is a lot of work, and you upload daily.
I do, yes. Yeah. It is a lot of work.
It is incredible. It takes a big commitment. And congratulations, you are now nearing, you're getting very close to the 100,000 mark. And
yes, I am.
I know. And you've only been doing this 2 years, which I think is is that correct? It's since 17?
Yes, 2 years. Yeah, exactly.
That's remarkable. And this is not easy. Yeah, this is incredible.
Yeah, it definitely does take a commitment, but I'm just really grateful that people like my content, like my videos, and I'm able to share it with everybody. So
yeah, that's great.
It's a really good time.
Well, tell us a little bit about yourself. Before you started the Slot Channel, where are you from? I'm very fascinated by this. What is your background?
Yeah, so I'm Canadian, actually. Some people don't know that. I live in Toronto, and before I did my channel, I worked in sales. But I actually have an educational background in biochemistry. So
wow,
yeah,
that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's great. Well, no, I mean, and it actually makes sense. We're not, because you're very intelligent. You're very methodical in describing things. That actually that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, exactly.
So, when did you discover that you liked slots?
Well, I mean, since I was pretty much legally able to gamble, I've been gambling. Obviously, I play a lot more now that I have a channel. But yeah, I mean, slots are kind of like, I feel like the first thing that you try most of the time when you go to a casino, because it's just the easiest thing. They're the flashiest and most exciting. And I think table games can be a little intimidating if you don't have somebody there to like help you or something like that. So yeah, and slots are definitely my favorite. They're the most exciting, I think, in my personal opinion.
Well, did you expect it to take off like this? It's incredible.
No. I mean, it's when I kind of discovered the slot community, it was still pretty small, but I was like, wow, it's such an awesome idea. Like, I love slots. I love going to the casino. Like, I think I could really bring something to the table here, and just haven't looked back since.
Now, you say you're in Toronto. So where do you play most often?
So I actually mostly play in Vegas, mostly downtown and on the Strip.
Wow.
And yeah, unfortunately, I haven't been able to get permission to film in Canada, so that's mainly why I go to the U.S. So that can be a little bit of an issue, getting permission to film and everything. But yeah, Vegas just makes it's the easiest thing for me at this moment.
Well, that's really incredible, and we'll talk about a little bit about that. That's one of my missions in this whole thing, is to really elevate you guys to a place where this is legit. I think you guys are bringing you're educating players. You're a good ambassador for some of these casinos that maybe they've never been to, that they will try next time. I think it's really important.
Yeah, I think it's a way to it allows people to become like familiar in something they may be interested in without actually spending any money. Like, hey, I'm interested in seeing this, trying this slot, but I'm going to watch somebody's video of it first, see if they like it, see if they don't. It's a good way to do that.
And I'll tell you the truth, and this is true confessions time. I am such a low roller. I am, and we only get a really small stipend when we're
right.
Told we don't get very much. You can't lose very much. So when you guys go, I'm gonna put in $1,000. I'm gonna play this. I'm like, I'm like, whoa, that's a lot. But it's really hard to really feel a game, because I mean, we all know at $100. I mean, that it's hard to really understand these games. I mean, it's always in favor of the house. I mean, everybody knows that, and so it's hard to put $100 in and really get to know that game, because it may be more volatile. It may not be your day with that machine, but you guys. Absolutely. You guys really put some money into the machines, and you also you get to experience the games unlike I ever do when I'm in a casino, because I never hit anything. I just feel like I just keep throwing money in the machines and go home. But
yeah. It's definitely it can be a bit of a challenge to strike a balance between like managing your bankroll and filming content. So I try to show both wins and losses on my channel to kind of, keep everything in perspective, I
Keep it a
guess.
little real, yeah, yeah. And I know that everybody really they like to watch the wins and they like to watch the bonuses, but losing is part of the deal. I mean, everybody knows that really plays. So but you not only cover slots, you also cover other kinds of games, don't you? You do table games, isn't that right?
I do, yes, yeah. So I'm fortunate to be able to do live tables, which is really awesome. It's actually started to get me more into table games. Like I previously said, I wasn't ever like the biggest table game. I try here and there, but it's definitely I can see why it's so popular, and yeah, it's been a lot of fun, and I think people really like the content. So I'm happy to be able to share that with people.
Well, you mentioned a funny story about beginner's luck that you had on the TED game. It was just not one
Yes.
of our games, but I love that game too. And well, tell that story because it was a really good one.
Yeah. So the first trip that I ever took when I decided to start my channel, and it was like my first filming trip ever, I actually had a hand pay on that game, which, if you're familiar with the game, it's a lower bet, it's lower volatility. You can win on it for sure. You can win on anything, but your chances of getting a hand pay are definitely not as much as, say, a higher volatility game.
Sure.
But yeah, so I think I might have the only video of a hand pay on that game, and it was from my first filming trip. And actually, ever since then, I've been pretty lucky on that game. And unfortunately, it's getting hard to find now. But yeah, it's
Yeah, the entertainment games, the licensed games, they have kind of a short shelf life because they're lease and everything like that. But yeah, I mean it's too bad because we put so much heart and soul into these games, especially the licensed games with the
yeah.
when we're working with the people that make the movies and everything like that, and they just have they hit hard, they hit fast, and they have such a short shelf life because of the need to be profit share on that everything. So, but like I said, like I told you before, I actually like how you break down the games. I watched you play Casablanca, one of our games, and you unfortunately you had kind of a sour ride, which, like we said,
It
what does that
happens.
what does that mean? Sour? You go sour.
Oh yeah, sour. It's just kind of like, I didn't realize it was such a unique expression, and maybe it's a colloquial term from Canada or my region, in the Toronto region. I didn't realize it was such a, like I said, a unique phrase, and it really just means like unlucky, like bad, right? Like
Yeah,
it's sour. It leaves like a, that bitter kind of taste in your
yeah.
mouth, I guess. But yeah, so I said that in my videos, and it just kind of caught on and was a thing.
It's funny. Well, it wasn't. You didn't have an incredibly sour ride. You got into the bonuses and stuff like that, but you really broke down. What I liked about it was that you were really methodical about breaking down the bonuses, and you were actually correct on it. So I worked on that game, and it was you started out and saying this is what the bet structure is. This is what you're hoping for,
Hmm.
and because a lot of times, a lot of us, we're all kind of guilty of just throwing money into a machine, not opening the rules, and just kind of, I'll figure it out as I go. But
Yeah. Which I am guilty of that as well. I mean, like I said, I don't always read the rules, but I've come to realize that it is actually important to read the rules. You should read how to get the, jackpots or anything like that, like what you need to do, because every slot machine is different.
they are.
But do as I say, not as I do, I guess. But yeah, I do try to break it down for anyone that's interested in the game.
Well, you do a
So
really good job, and
thank you.
it is attested to the the many subscribers that you have. So congratulations. A lot
Thank
of
you.
people are relying on you to explain the game. So just thank you for playing our games and playing other people's games, and you really teach people about them, and so I appreciate that. But anyway, for those of you who don't know, G2E is the Global Gaming Expo, and my God, it's next week.
I know. It's actually my first G2E. I
Is it
haven't been
really?
yet.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
so
get to
I'm
see
really
you.
excited.
I'm going to
Yeah.
be in the booth the first day because the next day I got to go do the crazy event.
Right.
Please stop by our booth.
Absolutely.
Talk to Lee, and he's going to he'll hook you up with whoever he's going to give you a tour, and I can give you a little bit. And I'll be there the first day. But I'm so glad that you're gonna come. That's great.
Yeah. I'm super excited for it.
But during the Global Gaming Expo, which is the latest and greatest of the gaming industry, it's always in October. And this year, we are having at the TournEvent of Champions, which we do every year. TournEvent of Champions goes across, and Canada is a big participant. I think half of our players, maybe even somewhere near half, are Canadian this year.
Oh, wow. There you go.
And so
We're infiltrating.
TournEvent is very big in Canada. Apparently, it's much more of a social. The tournaments are a very big deal in Canada. So, um,
Yes.
and we have really we have the best product in that system. I don't know if you've ever played TournEvent, but it's the guy with the little money man hat and the little glasses and people.
I don't think I have played with that software, but
Yeah,
I'll hopefully I'll get the chance to. Yeah. Well, I will at the event, I'm assuming.
you definitely will. So
Yeah.
I'm really excited. But you're going to join us for the charity TournEvent. And who are you going to play for?
So my charity of choice is actually the Cancer Research Institute.
Perfect.
Yeah, yeah. So, having a biochemistry background, I actually worked in a cancer research lab, and so it's something that's near and dear to my heart. So I'm excited to be able to choose that charity.
That's always. I know this is maybe being too flippant about it, but whenever I get too concerned about what I'm doing, I'm going, look, it's not cancer research. It's not cancer research. We're
Yeah,
just making games. That's all we're
yeah,
doing.
yeah,
So,
exactly.
so
Puts things in
it
perspective.
does.
But,
So thank anybody who's doing cancer research out there. My gosh, everything. But joining Sarah on stage will be Brian Christopher, Slot
yeah.
Queen, the Slot Cats, King Jason Slots, who's a new channel. I don't know if you know King Jason.
I don't know him, but I've definitely seen his
Oh
videos.
my God, he's so much
Yeah,
fun. He's
yeah,
really.
exactly.
And I just got through talking to Diana Ivani, and I adore her. She's so sweet. The big payback is coming now. The cool thing about the big payback doesn't show his face.
No, no, I don't think he's ever, shown himself on camera. So I'm not sure what he's gonna what he's going to do for the event. I don't know.
Well,
We'll
I've
find
heard,
out.
and it's going to be very interesting.
Oh,
So there's going to be perhaps a reveal. So
yeah.
so I've got
That's
also
cool.
my buddy Andrew Hunt, who's more of a, instead of being a YouTube broadcast media, he's really in more of the traditional broadcast media, game shows and things like that. But he's a producer from television. We also have some publishing bigwigs. We've got Frank Legato from Global Gaming Business. We've got Steve Burke from Indian Gaming, and we've got Fen Cross from Southern California Gaming Guide. These guys are very influential, and they're very excited about meeting you guys, because I think you guys are really hitting it on where the future of gaming is going. Because I think this is it's been going on for a while. Diana Vani, started was part of the original group that did this, but it's really changing things. And just so I want, because I've had kind of an interesting week, I just want to say something about. We are so thrilled to have each and every one of you guys on stage with us. But we got a couple of letters this week that people are going, "Why did you choose these people? Why not this? And who not what?" And I'm like
Hmm.
going, "Oh, chill. Okay, fine. Just calm down."
Yeah.
We got this. I'm trying to do something because I'm going to have a room full of slot directors and promotion managers and casino people, and I want to introduce you guys as you and everybody else who is doing.
Yeah.
I love all these channels,
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
and
I it can be kind of like some people have favorite slot channels. It's almost like sports teams,
yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, and I really don't think that, the if we take football for an example, I don't really think football players have much animosity towards each other, but like it's I think like viewers can kind of take it that way, but I really think that it'll be great, and I'm really excited
I
and
did
everything.
too, and I think there's room enough for everybody. But I really want everybody to know that what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get more people to be able to film in the casinos, and I'm going to
Yeah,
have a captive audience that night. What I'm trying to do is good for everyone, and
absolutely.
and that's what we got to keep in mind. So I'm looking forward to meeting some more slot channels out there. And actually, you guys, we love you all. It's okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, exactly. I mean, you can only have so big of an event,
Yeah.
and but I think it'll be really great. And yeah, like just being able to have a gaming company as yourself, like be so supportive is really awesome for the community.
Well, and like I've said before, we're in Texas. We're geographically challenged. We cannot get to the casinos.
Hmm.
We rely on you guys to play the games. We learned from you guys,
Yeah,
and we thank you guys all the time for playing this. Sarah, thank you so much for joining us here for Everybody Play Now and playing in our tournament, and for the
yeah.
charity, and for creating a fun, great environment. Um, I
Thanks so much.
well, we really appreciate it, and I look forward to meeting you. Actually, it'll be great.
Yeah, you too. I look forward to meeting you in person as well, and I will see you at the event.
In a week.
In a week.
I know. It's terrifying. It's
Yeah,
terrifying.
yeah.
I know. I got so much to do. I got so much to do.
Yeah, myself as well.
Okay. See you later. And everybody play now.
Yes.